It is 7 PM on Tuesday, July 16th, 2019, and we are going to open the Committee of Committees meeting. Will you do roll call, please?
Yep. Committee members, Chris Samples.
Here.
John Talbot.
Here.
William Luxinger is absent. Dina Simpson. Here. Jen Christensen is absent. Jared Doan.
Here.
President Rick Worm.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Ondebany. Here. I, Clerk Sandy Mazen here. Do not have an attorney or engineer. Public Works Supervisor Brett Berge.
Here.
And Park Supervisor Kenny Leamer is absent.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 18th, Committee of Committees minutes.
Second.
Dina makes a motion to approve the June 18th, 2019 Committee of Committee meeting minutes. Jared seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are passed at 7:01. Does anybody have any questions on the water usage report?
I thought it was low. Thought it was a good loss percentage, no? Percentage loss? Sorry.
That's okay.
Do we have a leak over on Autumnwood? I mean, why is, there looks like there was a horse with a hole underneath it. Sorry. There was a construction barrier on Autumnwood with a horse over it, because there's a hole in the ditch. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was made because we had a water leak there.
Looks like a sawhorse.
If I could, that's a barricade.
Sorry, barricade.
Horses don't
It
have
looks like a
flashing
sawhorse,
antlers.
I know what you're talking about, Chris.
Who the just kidding.
No, he's right, it's a barricade.
I thought it was a live horse from that lady that was here the other
Totally
night.
know what you're talking
I thought maybe sometimes you get sinkholes because you have leaks and it's washing the water out.
Any questions on the fuel report? Let me find Matt's email on,
I actually put the photos in there.
oh, good.
Yeah, the photos are, oh, that's photos of Village Hall, my bad.
Up two more. There we go.
So what they did is they basically took the roof off the building and the walls off.
That's gonna make it better.
I don't remember seeing the fences before.
What's that?
Can you say for the
Oh, I
public on
will.
camera?
I don't remember
Um,
seeing the fences there.
So this is the Verizon structure next to the water tower on Prairie Moon, 135?
Yes.
Memory serves. So, we had issues up there with the noise of the rain hitting the roof and the whistling of the antenna when the wind would blow. Their solution was supposed to be to lower this, is what they had told us when they were here visiting. They did not lower anything, they just removed the roof. They asked for my opinion on what they needed to do, and I said, I can give you an opinion, but I can't give you direction. So I need to bring it back to the board for discussion on, are we gonna ask them to do what they said they just would do? But this is what it looks like, you can still see.
Just those three.
Honestly, I mean, and again, it's the rain on the roof makes a horrible situation for every, I almost, if they would have at least even done a fence that was an appropriate height to not even, it wouldn't even look terrible. It would look just like a gated area.
Well, the original fence was supposed to be taller too?
It was? That's 6 foot tall, right?
I thought the original fence was supposed to be
I
taller.
don't think so. You weren't supposed to see anything because it was gonna be an enclosed structure. So
Right.
when they went to this, they didn't. In Matt's email or Dan's email, one of those emails, it did mention that the last time they were here, they were supposed to also come and apply for a permit before they did any work, and nobody has applied for any permit.
Correct.
The Verizon representative said, though, that nothing would be visible.
Yeah, except for 2 light poles, I believe,
That's
that
a
would
little
only be
more.
on at night.
That's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
part of that.
if they were gonna take the roof off, I would have assumed that they were gonna put a high fence then. I mean, just taking the roof off so it doesn't make the noise when it's raining does not take care of what they said they would. I mean, if they can't lower that, then that fence needs to be appropriate height then.
Is the noise better?
Can the fence go to a different height without violating ordinance?
I think that would probably be, even if we needed to make the change to do that, we could do that.
Yeah.
But you're talking probably, if that's 6 foot now, you're talking a 9-foot fence.
I wanna say that's taller than 6 foot right now.
It looks
looks
like
like
it
it
is.
is.
It looks like
I
it
wanna
is.
say it's an 8 foot. It's standard, it's taller than a standard residential fence right now.
I mean,
So again, based on Matt's email, or Dan's email, I'm sorry, he wants to know what we wanna do. as far as, because again, they didn't follow through with what they said they were going to do.
They never do.
And, I mean, my opinion was hold their feet to the fire still, because they just seem to take shortcuts every time we turn around.
I feel like we're playing that game of it, like, you know, like a child, where they think they're gonna wear you down, and you're finally gonna give in, and I just don't think that's what we need to do.
Tell them to come get their stuff.
I mean, we do that all the time, I mean, we shouldn't.
'Cause that's what we said we were gonna do if they didn't do it right this time, that we're gonna tell them to grab their stuff so they can come grab it.
I don't disagree with that.
What?
I don't disagree with that.
So, I mean, we're playing these games, played it for 18 months, we're gonna play another 18 months on this? No.
No, but how long did we,
Tell them to come grab it.
how long did they give, did the board give them back then? I can't remember. Was it 90 days?
Have we done
Oh.
like extensions?
We did an extension.
Yeah, because we couldn't get them to reply, and they didn't reply till near the end of the time frame we'd originally given them.
From the meeting, that, the
Oh, no,
Verizon
I
rep?
thought you meant
I thought
the
during
first
the,
time we sent
I
the
thought during
letter.
the, meeting with the Verizon representatives, the two, the attorney and the other guy, whatever he was, that the board gave them so much time to,
So is everybody
comply.
okay with me responding to them, either fix it the way you said you're gonna fix it, or take it out?
Take it out.
Well, they gotta do one or the other.
I mean, I'm tired of playing games with them, and it's just costing us
The only
money
thing
with
that you're
lawyers.
gonna run into is if you're gonna, you know, the fix it or, then we're still on the extension of how long is it gonna take you to fix it. So, I mean, I don't know how many, like, if we went from start to finish of when this, so like, I don't know how long we've even, it might even be longer than the 18 months, I'm not sure. But if you do the either or, then you still have to have another deadline for them to have it finished by.
But we already gave them a deadline, that's what I thought. During that
We
meeting,
did.
I thought there was a deadline, I can't remember how long it was and whether or not it's expired or not. But if you already did,
Then
then
we're done.
if it isn't done by then I'd say then you need to come take your
So maybe
stuff,
just
right?
check the date, and if it is past that date, then it's gone.
Is everybody okay with that?
I'm fine with that, I think it's just exhausting.
Well, the or take it out would probably never happen, because they would probably just negotiate at that point, and if they,
Well, that's
they
what
probably
they've
would
been
wanna,
doing.
they'd probably end up backing it up and I don't think.
I'm okay with telling them come take their stuff, if they pass the,
If they-
Well, I mean, you
That's
can't
the
do
date.
that if you told them they, you
Yeah, if
give
we
them
gave them a
90
date to,
days.
like-
well, it says that if they pass their extension,
Right,
Yeah.
then,
then,
Okay, but if we gave them a
and
date
they
till
haven't met what they
September
said they
1,
were
we
going to
can't
do, this all falls on them, not on us.
right, no, I
Yep.
totally agree with that.
When's the date?
What's that?
Cindy's looking.
I don't remember.
I am looking, I texted.
What if
to
they
one
just
of the
put a,
secretaries recently.
For lack of a better word, what do they call those, parapets?
If we're not at the date, then we will send them a message saying,
That we
if
give
you
you to that
can't, if you
date,
can't
and you're
complete
done.
this by the,
Three-sided box.
what you said you would do by the date,
On this date, you gotta
Right.
get your stuff.
take your
Yeah.
stuff out.
Well, you know, they were supposed to send us photos of one that, because they had already installed
Yeah,
one
they've
somewhere.
not, they always do none of the above.
Yeah. I-
Or the bare minimum, one or the other.
So would something around that top enclosure satisfy the problem in a short term, or a short solution? What, I think they call those parapets.
Parapet?
Parapets, like we tried to do with, Stenstrom but lost. But if they put something, just in a sense, another fence around that, just on three sides, because the trees don't mind seeing the back of it.
But again, they're not
that
meeting
would
what
solve the
what
problem.
what they
No.
agreed to meet
True,
is the
but-
problem.
He said that it wouldn't be seen.
No, you can definitely.
Yeah,
Except
no,
for a couple
but-
light poles.
Yeah. He said the structure inside, there's no light poles inside that though, right?
There actually is.
Inside the,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh,
probably,
alright.
they're like attached to the corner or something. What?
Kenny arrived at 7:09.
I don't know, I can't get the thing big enough.
I've only
I
seen
was
it
like,
on one.
Ken Lamer.
But does it still make
Specific.
noise?
It does, actually. I emailed a whistling video to Matt.
That's from the tower though, not this,
Yes,
right?
that's from the
Alright,
tower.
so,
That doesn't make noise anymore because there was no metal roof for
Roof,
it to
alright.
hit off of
Well,
at
that's a
this
positive
point.
anyway.
It is.
well, once we find it, we'll send the direction to Dan either way, whatever.
Yeah.
If there's still time left, we'll send it as, complete it by this time or remove your stuff, and if they're past the time, we'll tell them to remove their stuff. Is that okay with everybody?
Absolutely.
All right, then we'll move on. Anybody have any questions? Oh, I'll let you ask. It's yours.
Oh, hold on, I found it. Give me 1 second. We agreed that they would pull a permit, that they would contact another municipality, that they would give, examples of another municipality, that Verizon would pay the cost to review any proposed plans and attorney's fees. The attorney confirmed they would like to see a permanent solution on the duct tape, photos of other locations with structures been involved, reimbursement of incurred fees. The attorney was supposed to get back to, was supposed to talk to his client and get back to Dan, and that didn't happen. Quickly scanning my notes, I don't see a time frame in there. And I think it's because we were waiting for the attorneys to speak with each other before we moved forward, and that did not happen. They discussed that the current structure will be brought to grade, and only possible item above the fence line will be 2 light structures, which will not be on unless the unit is being worked on.
That clearly didn't happen.
No. Yeah, so I do not see an exact time frame listed in there.
Okay, once we figure it out.
FOIA report, are there any, there's been no new updates, no new FOIAs, so. Next thing on there under me is the discussion on the draft resolution for a proposal from D&E Sheet Metal. Can you pull up those photos from Village Hall? They're in the packet. Yeah, you'll have to zoom out. For some reason, when I added them in, they zoomed in really close. So there are a few spots outside of Village Hall that need to be repaired. This one is on the front of Village Hall, and it's really hard to see, but right in the middle of that gutter where it's dark, it's actually caving in. And so part of what we're gonna ask them to do, in addition to the stuff on the back, is to repair the gutter up there.
The gutter's caving?
Yeah, that's just a tack on, because we're doing a few other things. I guess I should put these photos in a better
When
order.
they do that,
Probably
can we
just
go back
sand
down, go back to the one you were on, Rick, or what, same one, doesn't matter. When they do that, I don't know if I'm using the right word, so pardon me if I'm not, but like that fascia part that
Yeah.
is under there, are they gonna take care of that as well? Not just the gutter? Because it looks like it's done some damage there as well.
They'll let us know when they get up there.
Okay.
If you keep going down, you'll see where the big, and that gutter right there too.
Yeah,
And then if you scroll down the last photo,
there's a chunk
this is
missing.
the back side of Village Hall. Not only is the fascia missing, but the wood has now rotted as well up in there. So, this proposal also takes care of that. So this is just a proposal to get Village Hall looking pretty again. But are there any questions on the work we're looking to have done?
Hmm.
You got a picture of the bird.
Was there, so I had to double check. When they do that, I think you had a quote in the packet on there as well.
Yeah.
So like, and only because
Nice.
we just had our roof done and all that other stuff, always with the quotes and all of the ones that we had gotten had the warranty information in the quote. They didn't have any in there that I saw.
Kenny, I don't think there is any warranty with that quote
Why wouldn't there be?
from the sheet metal company.
I'm sure they have a 90-day, like the standard 90-day, labor or parts
Huh.
guarantee. It's all custom made,
Hmm.
so I'm sure they have a 90-day labor warranty if it's for some reason. But if wind comes and blows it back off the building again, it's kind of an act of nature, so I really don't know how that would play out, so to speak, so.
Okay.
There was a defect in
I wasn't
craftsmanship.
thrilled with that because like on ours, it has like, and it's more than 90 days and it's in the quote.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like 5 on this piece and then it was like 10 to,
And I think if we were getting roofing done, it would absolutely be with that, but this is more of a metalworking than it is roofing.
And we can obviously ask.
Yeah.
especially if it involves wood and, because if the wood is rotting, I understand, I mean, I see that it's missing, but I also worry about, is that rotting because of venting or is it rotting because there's moisture or whatever? That makes me nervous.
All right. I will ask
Thank
before
you.
next week. Are there any other questions?
I'm gonna send a text right now and see if I
Perfect.
can't get an answer
Thanks, Ken.
promptly or not.
Perfect, thank you. Anyway, not on the agenda, kind of sneaking this in between two things. We did get a quote to get, the windows in mine and Brenda's office repaired. They're both cracked, going from almost one end of the window to the other. So we'll get both of those fixed, and then all three of these windows in here will be, the trim will be fixed hopefully before winter. But we're gonna try and do that in-house if possible. So just some repairs around Village Hall. The next thing on there is the building permit fees. A few weeks ago, I had discussed that, that we didn't have any language in our ordinance regarding the double fees. If you were caught building without a permit, you only saw that language once you signed up for a permit. So Dan created this ordinance to, put that language into our ordinances so that anybody caught building without a permit automatically knows that they're, and is aware of the double fee.
The mystery fee.
Yeah, we're kind of making it.
Double mystery fee.
Yeah, we're kind of making it legit now. Any questions on that? Otherwise, you'll see it in the board packet next week. The one below that is the display of street address numbers. This is one, that we had also asked Dan to create, which requires that buildings have the street address on the building, not just the mailbox. This is helpful not only for us, but for, safety reasons. However, you'll notice in the packet, there was a question from Dan on the ordinance, and so I left it in there because I need to know, do you guys want that to be just a residential thing, or do you want to leave it for all structures within the village?
My opinion, and I don't know if it's the right, but honestly, if you did all structures, when you're talking about safety, it would certainly be beneficial, but then I'm wondering if that means, so like, you know how, I'm thinking of over in the corner, I don't know the street, but there's the post office, and in the corner there was that where he was parking,
Mm-hmm.
vehicles and whatnot,
Mhm.
it looks like a garage.
Yeah.
And I know the property owns it, so I mean, when we say structure, to me, that would be a structure that would need the number on it then too, and then are we being ridiculous? I don't know.
We already are being ridiculous. We really need people to put the number at a 2.5 inches on their house. It seems a bit ridiculous to me.
Yeah, 'cause so like,
No.
right now, to be
I
honest,
disagree.
I'm probably I'm an offender of this right now. You have no idea where I live right now, 'cause my house doesn't have an address.
That's all right.
And then we have,
You're the one who has to worry about it.
I know. And then
Your
we-
house catches on fire and the fire department
But-
can't catch it.
And
It's
then
on you.
with the post office moving most of the post mailboxes to one side of the street, we have no idea what the numbering is for who. And so Fergie probably is slightly more equipped to figure out where the homes are than I am, but I'm driving down trying to look at a home, and I have no idea where the home is, because I don't know an address.
I'm sorry, how is that to do with safety?
Have you
So,
ever
the
gone
same
to a
with
fire call?
firemen. The
If they don't
fireman's gonna have the
fire
same
number that's
problem.
visible of all the trees that have been overgrown?
Yeah, the fireman's gonna have the same problem. If I can't find an address quickly on a house, how is the fireman?
All right, but I just think you're getting
So,
too
Picky.
too picky, 2.5 inch letters of where you gotta have it.
so,
Well, never mind, go ahead.
we actually took that from another municipality. We are probably the odd man out in not requiring numbers.
Well, will this tie into future developments of new houses where the onus then would be on the developer moving forward?
I think that would just depend upon the agreed language in any development agreements.
Have we considered, looking into what numbers, first maybe start off this program as being a volunteer thing to see how many people voluntarily, put numbers on their house after you give them some of the reasons that we just spoke about?
Most people already have numbers on their house.
That's actually not true.
You
And-
don't think the majority of
No.
people have a number on their house?
No.
That's fine.
And then as a second suggestion, have we considered looking at what the numbers would actually cost to purchase?
Yeah, they're about $2 a number.
So it'd be 600 times, never mind.
I'm gonna buy everybody.
Never mind the second thought, but,
gonna buy the number.
was there $1 to $2, that'd be $600.
Yeah,
A lot of money.
my understanding is that this is moving forward, so somebody would have to come into compliance if they were building a home at this point, if they were, if there was damage to their home, voluntarily complying. It's just, in my non-voting opinion, it's best that these numbers be on there, not only for us, but for safety reasons as well.
So existing homeowners would be required to as well?
Yep.
at some point.
But it wouldn't have to be in concrete, I mean, it can be,
No, it doesn't
yeah.
have to be in concrete, no,
I mean,
it
it doesn't
just
have
in
to be like,
numbers.
there's,
Put on the
if you
front
go
of your
down
garage.
Autumn Wolf, like,
Yeah.
Viveritos, I think it was, I
There's-
can't remember, they had a
Theirs are a
some
little
sort of
big.
cute
Yeah.
sign made and
Yeah.
it had their numbers on it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
That's
like,
what
you don't
I'm
have to go and
talking about.
spend $3,600
I was gonna say,
to
they gotta be
When you go to
the,
put them on.
$2
why not dictate where they have to go and
$2
everything
number.
else, less government.
Mine are in the garage, so you can see them from the street. But
Yeah, this is just to help us locate homes, and not only us, but the fire department or any other emergency service that needs to go out there. Do you have any concerns about it besides anti-government?
Nope.
Well, my concern would be
Don't think it's a necessity.
enforcement. I mean, how are you gonna,
I don't know that it's necessarily we want to enforce as much as we want, against current homeowners as much as we want people to voluntarily participate, and all the new homes coming in should have it done. But right now, we don't have that requirement. Would you guys like me to ask around to what other towns have it? Because as I said, we're odd man out on this one. I actually took the language to send to Dan from our neighbor,
Stillman Valley or
Yeah.
Monroe Center?
Stillman.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, whatever, if others want you to, that's fine, I don't need to.
Well, what we can do is we can move it to the agenda and it'll vote up or down.
There you go.
That's the easiest way. We can discuss it then.
All right. Yeah, there's slides in there. That's all I have for me.
All right. Brenda,
Well, I see there's, the ordinance for the village transaction fees and charges. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Safety has the ordinance in here for the $35 admin fee for non-sufficient funds or, refusal of credit cards. Does anybody have any questions? All right. Okay, I think
That all?
Sandy will put it on next week.
all right.
what would refusal of a credit card mean? Because either the credit card's either good or bad when you
No,
try to
it's
run
not.
it.
So,
We're not live?
we've had an
I
instance,
don't think they're live.
no, we've had an instance, probably only 2 times, I think, since Jeff has been here, where the person's credit card was accepted on our end, but then when it processed that night, it was rejected back.
Oh, so it's not like Walmart where it knows if you have credit or not when you slide it
It
here.
does, but credit cards aren't perfect.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, as I said, Jeff said it's only happened 2 in the 4 years that she's been here, twice.
Okay.
So it is possible of happening.
And we've had
Do we get charged for that? How much?
$25.
For
$35?
the credit card?
Card.
being rejected?
Hold on.
On
It's
the
a
credit cards?
percentage.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I understand the check, you,
I don't know about
don't
I
you,
don't
you get,
know. I
you
think
get
it
charged for that, right?
I think it depends on where in the transaction it gets rejected. Because if it hasn't made it to our bank, I don't think there would be. But I think if it makes it to the bank and then gets kicked back out is where there would be. As I said, it's a rare occurrence, but I'd rather have the
No, we
language
use
in
the
there
credit
than not
I
have
don't
it
have
in
an
there.
issue with that, I just
Yeah.
want.
Usually credit cards are a percentage.
Well, that's different.
But that
That's
goes to the.
that's the
Yeah.
charge
Yeah,
for
that's
the
the charge
process.
to
Yeah.
use that.
We don't,
Yeah. That doesn't even touch our account.
nope. Oh, sorry. All right. I guess that's all I have.
All right. Either of you have anything for community development?
I did hear back from D&E Sheet Metal, so you know. He responded, he said the metal has a 20-year color fade warranty, and they have a 1-year workmanship warranty. And
All right.
seeing that it's made out there, you know, like when they do vinyl gutters, it's all one piece seamless, so I don't think there's gonna be a manufacturing defect, so to speak. So if they hung the gutters and the clips came loose or something, that would be under his workmanship warranty for that 1 year.
Dina?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Sorry,
20 years on the metal and 1 year on the work.
I'm totally fine with that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
That
right.
is the answer to your warranty question.
I'm doing,
Anybody have anything on finance?
thanks, Kenny.
All right, ordinance enforcement. Parks,
Did you get the picture?
I do have,
Last Friday, I brought out some veterans. I did take more than just the 3 pictures I gave to Rick, but, it was a good time enjoyed by all. I certainly appreciate Kenny's help and, had a little picnic lunch. This is just kind of when we got off the bus here, Kenny's just kinda giving his, little speech. This is on the other side, same thing. And then here we just took a, group photo. This is the only non-veteran, that's his wife. Everyone here is memory care, with the exception of Jim and Walter and Pete. And if you can look, some of them have the Marines hats, Korea, can't help the Green Bay problem. I believe these are Korea. This gentleman here, retired, I think 35 years in the Navy, and, it was a proud day for everybody. They enjoyed the picnic lunch and the, slushies and stuff. And thank you, Kenny. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Sandy and Jess, for the literature.
We have extras now from,
Good, good.
so if other people come to visit the memorial and would like some literature, we do have some in the front of Village Hall now.
Not really related to parks, but related to our village. The next little tour I'm gonna do, I'm gonna speak to somebody from the Historical Society and, see when their next event is, and/or could we maybe, if I bring enough people, get a little tour. We have a lot of older people that appreciate history, and they just love to, especially the train part. I mean, I've never been in the building over here, but I'm sure there's some history about the trains. Brenda?
There is. Yes, I've been in it. I've been-
But shame on me for that, but that, would just be a trip out and a trip back, so there wouldn't be any other accommodations needed, so. And I see they have a handicap ramp now, so that will, certainly
And
make
your sidewalk.
some of the transporting in, providing the floor can take all the people.
Yep. It looks great.
Kenny, do you have anything this evening?
Yeah, just, we wrapped up that 4-day tournament last, or it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Actually, it was a really good turnout. Saturday was just crazy out here. Probably one of our busier days this year. Got the employees are working on that retaining wall on the memorial right now. Hopefully by the end of the week, it'll probably be complete, if not close to 90% complete. And then move on to the basketball nets hopefully next week. And we still have on the schedule the World Series, the NSA World Series coming Thursday and Friday still is on the books, so hopefully we have a really good turnout.
You mean on the day it's gonna be 99?
Yes,
It'll be hot.
Yeah.
they're diehards, and it won't slow them down.
On that, Kenny, I know we talked this morning about the heat, but make sure everybody's good this week, 'cause that 112 heat index Friday is gonna be brutal.
Right, and Fergie talked to me today about it, with his concerns about the heat for the employees, so we'll kinda see what's crucial to do and what not, and we'll decide what we're gonna do with them, you know, if everything's that has to be done is done. And then, for the softball, I did order a misting system, so to speak, to put out by concession, so they can at least get in some water and cool off a little bit too, so.
It looks like it's gonna break on Sunday.
Can I hijack that for a moment? I meant to talk to you before the meeting and I forgot. We are very much opposed to Village Hall being an emergency center. I don't want it to be. However, I don't know that we shouldn't offer it as a cooling center during normal business hours. I did look around, and the state does that with all of their human services departments as well, is that during normal business hours, they allow people to use it to come and just sit and cool down if they need to.
There were
feel like-
reasons, I'm trying to remember what they were, why we've never done it before.
I know why we haven't used it as an emergency center, and I know
As a cooling center, or warming.
I felt like, didn't we do it
We
once
hashed
last
this
year
once
as a
before,
cooling
didn't we?
center?
We've hashed it many times.
We absolutely, and
Might wanna
there
reach out
would
to
be a,
Daniel for the answer on that, 'cause I think that's where it came from, was the,
I thought that was on the
Legal.
emergency thing, we couldn't.
yeah, I thought that was on the emergency
Yeah.
thing too. I didn't think it was on
Yeah, I
meeting
think
or
no,
Rick
cooling.
we've talked for years about opening it for a cooling center and opening, during normal business hours.
Well, let me double
haven't-
check with him
Yeah.
then, because really, if a resident comes in and sits down, I'm not going to kick them out
Well,
until
no,
they close.
no, I would say put it on
Yeah.
discussion, put it on for discussion next week, and if you get an answer by then, we'll talk about it.
Or if I get an answer, I'll shoot you an
All
email
right.
before the heat wave.
That'd be good too.
Sorry, didn't mean to hijack you.
Oh, that's fine. Wanna make sure our staff's, is safe.
Agreed.
Anything further, John?
Kenny, you have anything else? That's it.
Chris?
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, but did you put the pictures up? I'd just like to see.
Oh,
have
yeah.
them.
Which ones do you want? I give them all of them.
No, I don't want them all.
I know.
I just want the sump pump one. 'Cause look, I actually missed one on the sump pump. The grass is pretty bad. Oh, man. They put it inside, and it doesn't look so good. But I got some of the other ones that,
You're in.
you know, for when Matt comes and tells us, that looks pretty good. There's one that's pretty brown, and then there's this one that's even worse.
Oh,
Off the side that they put in. Well, where they did the sump pump repairs back into
Oh,
people's
there.
yards, you can see that one's pretty brown there, but there's one where they put around a couple mailboxes that I apparently didn't email, in, that looks pretty bad too.
What's the issue, that it burned out or the gaps haven't filled in?
No, I just thought that before they're done, that it shouldn't look like it's dying.
But I mean, whose responsibility was the watering? Was this a homeowner's thing where we were
No, we're
reimbursing
we're
them again, or
watering
they're
it.
watering it?
No, we're watering it.
The
I don't know if it-
contractor's watering it,
Yeah, sorry, but with our water. They're
Yes.
coming right off the fire hydrants,
yes.
watering it.
The contract is for 15 waterings,
Is that what it is?
yes. I've already spoke to Mike about it. I said, when the 15, quote-unquote, 15 waterings are done, if there's still yellow sod, that I am not gonna take over watering. So, yes, I've been working on this.
Oh, so we're taking it over after that, not the homeowner?
Well, no, we don't rely on homeowners for our projects,
It would die.
because then they come to Village Hall, they want
Well, at
money
some
back.
point, it's gonna become their
No,
yard, right?
we water it until the sod is established. We've
Well,
always
that's
done
what
it
I'm
that way.
saying, but at some point, it becomes theirs. I get the point that we're going to water it until it becomes established, because we don't want it to die, and that's our responsibility. But at some point, it's then their grass, because it's in their yard, right?
Well, it's always their grass,
Right.
yes. I'm just referring to the watering part of it, yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you grass people. Sod, if I remember right, doesn't it actually go dormant when it doesn't have what it needs, so it doesn't die? Doesn't sod go
A
dormant?
lot of times sod will actually die. Sod is not established. So that's why your yard will go dormant. Sod, it's kind of a fine line there with sod, because sod is not established. The root structure has not gone down and actually grabbed soil.
So
So
it's
it's still
dead.
pulling moisture from the actual layer of black dirt that's
Not
in the sod.
necessarily. It could be dormant. It could be dormant. The yellows could be dormant, right?
It could be, but I don't ever take that chance, so.
No, and quite frankly, they only put it down like a week ago, and it shouldn't probably be brown already.
They put it down 2 days ago.
All right, there you go, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So Sunday? No, that can't be right.
They put it down Monday then.
All right,
Or, no, I'm sorry, they put it down Friday, and it first got water Saturday.
all right. So like I said, it hasn't been down very long.
Then it got rain.
You've already got parts
Yeah,
of
but
it
that rain
that
didn't do
Look
much.
like it's dying, so there you go.
Yeah.
Did you want to speak any about the Harvest Glen portion? I brought pictures of that too. Did they come up with a compromise?
They're gonna go ahead and put 6-inch wings on there,
All right,
yes,
then you could skip those pictures, because we'll see them later.
yes. And they might actually do that tomorrow.
Will that be an additional cost to us, or?
As of right now, I don't believe so. I've gotta find out for sure tomorrow, because I just found out about this afternoon. So, because I gave them the option of either tearing that out and redoing it or adding wings on there. So, right now, it sounds like they're choosing to do the extensions, so.
All right, thank you. Then it's whatever your depot is.
Basically, this is just an update. I'm not sure how many people, I was kinda hoping William would be here tonight. Our fuel island, our fuel depot, if you wanna call it that, we're still working on it, but we've recently found out that, we now own all of that equipment. There is no more contract. When we originally did all this was with Palatine Oil, POC. Palatine Oil doesn't exist anymore. Palatine Oil was bought out by Relodyne, whatever you wanna call them. Relodyne doesn't really exist anymore. They were bought out by Blue Petroleum. We slipped through the cracks, so we own that equipment now. And I don't know how many of you are aware, but when we got that equipment, none of it was new. They're old tanks, they're old pumps. Our operating software, which is referred to as OPW, our fuel management system, is basically what we currently have over there is bordering on obsolete. We can still find parts for it. We're having issues with it. We have right now we have a used board in it, to see if that was the problem. Blue Petroleum, who we currently get our fuel from, does not work on OPW stuff. They got away from them. So basically we are, instead of going through Blue Petroleum, we are now just gonna deal with Stenstrom, because Stenstrom still, their fuel division still works on OPW. But, so basically we're gonna have to make a decision here sooner or later. Do we wanna go with a contract with someone? Blue Petroleum has several different, management systems, that we can, take part in. I think one of them, two of them are cloud-based, I'm not really sure. But just something to start thinking about, because like I said, we own this equipment, it is ours, we slipped through the cracks, so, there was no contract signed, obviously, when Blue took over. And
Didn't we
then,
upgrade the management system once before?
no, we had to get new Phoenix software for it, a new disk, but no, it's all the same stuff.
Okay.
Should we then, in the meantime, get quotes
Let's feel
from
that one.
those places to see, or no? Is that too early for that?
We can, yeah, we can absolutely get quotes to see if we want to. I'm sure there's a contract involved of some sort, I don't really know. I mean, we haven't really, we're still kind of working out some details, we're still finding out little bits,
Okay.
about this whole thing. Like I said, we, up until, I don't know, maybe a month ago,
Yeah.
we all thought we were still operating under a contract, there is no contract. So, we all thought that, we thought that the equipment was still owned by someone else. When we called, they come out, took care of their equipment. No, it's our equipment. So, anything that gets done to it, we pay for.
Okay.
And like I said, we will have to do some pump work here soon, because the pumps were, everything was used when we got it, there was nothing new. So we will have maintenance coming up with pumps and things like that, so just wanna make everyone aware that we will have to do something soon.
Chris asked a question, which is a valid point. Even though it is listed under Chris on the agenda, it really affects
This is-
parks,
yeah, everybody.
utilities, and
Yeah.
streets. All three of you pay for the stuff out there.
Well, everybody's using the fuel system, right?
We just put it under here to get it under somebody's name is all
Not
it was.
admin, whatever.
Admin
all right,
doesn't use
thanks.
the
That's
fuel.
why, that's why. So, we will be revisiting this sometime soon, so.
I
In
got
the
one.
meantime, like she said, find out what's out there.
mm.
If there's, I mean, even down to the pumps, if the pumps are old and they need repair, if you think the repair is gonna be more than 50% of a new pump, then start looking at new pumps. At some point, it just becomes not,
We keep the tanks then?
are they still good?
I don't know anything about fuel tanks, so I guess we'd have to,
You have them inspected.
well, they do come out, I think, once
They
a
have to be
twice a year.
inspected, I believe.
I don't know how many times.
Fire marshal inspect them?
How old are the
I
tanks?
don't know if the fire
The tanks?
marshal.
Above ground?
Yeah.
Yes.
Above ground do wall.
Yeah, they have to be if there's no wall around them.
When you pulled into Public Works, or the-
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought so, all right.
Unless there's containment. Yes, if you have containment, I think you might still be able to go with single. But we don't have containment, so yeah. So I don't know, they were used when we got them, so I don't know how, I don't know exactly how old the tanks are. They basically did a DuPont overhaul on them before they brought them to us, so, that's a paint job.
Yes.
So,
I
and
wonder if-
that's all we really know.
I wonder if
so.
somebody inspects them, somebody probably does.
No, someone comes out once, I can't remember if it's once a year or twice
Tanks have
a
to be
year.
inspected, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they can tell you if that you need to replace them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's no, no obvious signs of any issues with it, 'cause the paint is like a half inch thick on these things, it's pretty crazy. So, I think the tanks so far are doing all right. So, 'cause I think they have a way to test if there's a leak on the inner part of the tank to find out, if they do some kind of test on that, I believe. But I don't know all the details,
They can do, ultrasonic testing for wall thickness.
so, but we'll talk again. Yep.
Out of curiosity, has there been any progress on our swamp? What is that?
I call it the Illinois Street Pond.
No, nothing? Really?
Are we talking Illinois, or? are we
Yeah.
talk-
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea, I don't, yeah. 'cause I didn't know,
I think they have another month or so.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
yeah, I haven't been back there.
It's probably Illinois Street Detention Pond, but I can check the pond.
Yeah, I just wondered if they had, 'cause now it hasn't rained for,
Right.
or at
Right.
least we haven't had a large measurable amount of rain for at least 10 days or so. I was wondering if they had,
Yes, I have not walked
Progress
back
on it.
there,
alright.
so, nope. That's it for me.
Me too.
Utilities,
I don't have it on here, but, Matt had emailed, Brett and myself I'm gonna say the modifications to the rates that we had talked about, because we had changed some things with regards to knowing, like what year would be what, tier as far as the rates changing for the water and the, wastewater. So he emailed them to me, I'll email them to you so we can go in the board packet next time. So just heads up, so when you see those, that's what that is about, and then we can talk about it a little bit more.
You wanted that in the committee packet for when Matt's gonna be here?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Because that's like what?
That's the next committee meeting.
Okay,
3 weeks.
that'd be great. Okay,
Yep.
I'd love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the next.
And then we can just have
Yeah.
conversations
We've got 5
and he can
Tuesdays.
explain it a little bit more so, because what we did is we noticed from the rate study that, he had, since we actually were basically a year out from that, so we went ahead and had him adjust the rates so we'd be current if we were to do that moving forward. And then we also took the advice of Dan and basically took the idea of Rolling Meadows and not banking on all of that as far as just using the rates in general as we are now. So that way if something happens, great, but if not, we're not depending on that. So you'll see that in that next packet of the committees, so then we can discuss it and talk about it more. I think there's several options too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
There is something in the board packet that's not on the agenda that Fergie had me put there, and I realize I have it listed under, generator quilt instead of quote.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't saying,
Yep, well, I noticed when I read back there that it says quilt, but Fergie had asked me to stick it in
Yeah.
the board packet so we could
Okay.
talk about it.
Yes, this is what I believe I talked about this, started to last week.
The generator one?
Yes, yes.
wastewater?
Correct, yeah, yep. So it looks like, from what I'm reading here, this is kind of, I had Weaver call and confirm this, so it sounds like the $919 you see up there, that's for what we had done the other day when they came out and diagnosed, came out, checked the generator and everything. So I believe what we're seeing, we can take that off the total, down below the 3578, I think it is, so we end up with the 2659. That is basically, as you guys can see up on the screen there, that is basically, that's the valve injector adjustment, and then they're gonna go ahead and do the load test on the generator. But anything above and beyond that is not figured into a price, so we don't really know what we'll come up with. So, and that's just the way it is, you know what I mean? We have to troubleshoot it, fix it, do whatever, and a lot of times you don't know what's going on until after the fact, so. But right now, just to do the recommendation is, 2659.02, it looks like, so.
Do you need a not to exceed then versus the approval of a quote?
That just an inspection for 26, plus the 9 that they already did?
That's
No,
the
that's to
service.
do the valve injector adjustments, do a load test, everything else. We already paid for the diagnosis, that was the $919, I believe,
Oh, all right,
yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
All right. But there could be more for parts.
You got it,
Got it.
yes, correct.
Do you
So,
wanna do a not to exceed next week?
we absolutely could, I mean, I can't really give you a good number because, well, it's CAT and it's expensive, so, and instead of playing games with, somebody else coming in and do a load test we're gonna go straight with CAT because the tech is here, everything is, they have all the updates, they have everything they need right here. So we're gonna stick with CAT even though it's kinda costly. I really don't wanna play games with our generator out there, so. So I don't really have a good number for
Really,
you.
it's hard when you don't go with, if you don't go with the OEM, they can point fingers at one another.
Correct.
If you do go with the OEM, it's really hard for them to do that.
You got it, yep, so. I don't have a number for you though, I mean, I really don't know.
Double it.
Yeah, 5,000 probably be good, wouldn't it?
Okay, that's fine.
It cost more for the, well, it could do, never mind.
I mean, I hate to say it, I don't like, throwing this out there, but we can do that, and then if it rolls into an emergency, I mean, I guess we just run with it.
Yep.
So if everybody's okay with that,
Yeah, and it's-
I wanna
That's why
avoid that if we
that's why
can.
That's why we have that process in
Yeah,
place.
right, Right. Yes, so, that'll work for me.
Yep, I'll put it on the agenda for next.
Okay, awesome. And then just one quick note, we did, today, Weaver went ahead and swapped out, we got the 2 new valves in over at well 2. We had to wait a little while because they had to make the check valve. So we have the new butterfly, the new check valve. I will run that well tomorrow, and see if that is taking care of our vibration. If it, for some reason, doesn't, we're hoping that it does, because the old check valve, when they took it out, was actually getting pretty weak. So that could have been chattering. If not, I will get a hold of, I'll get a hold of Ernie and, from Cahoy, and I'll tell him to get out here and figure out what's going on. So, but I'll know more tomorrow.
That's the same vibration we've had since the beginning?
Yes, yes. We were waiting on parts, because these are wear items anyway, so, you know, it doesn't hurt to change them out. So, and come to find out, it was a good thing we did, because the check was getting pretty weak. So, but I'll know more tomorrow afternoon. And that's it for me.
Anything further, Dina?
I do not have anything further, no.
We have nothing further on Rolling Meadows Water, no mojitos. Nothing on sidewalks?
No, Fergie and I are still working.
Nothing on public? Anything further from board? What's that?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Jared makes a motion to adjourn, Chris seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Nothing.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nope.
We're adjourned at 7:46.